Jacob shooting a basketball demonstrates kinematics, which is the branch that deals with pure motion without the references of forces and masses. Jacob shooting the ball moving is the motion.
Tucker running demonstrates motion and speed. Motion because he is changing position, and speed because he is changing his rate of motion.
Driving a car is an example of velocity, static friction, and momentum. Velocity is the rate of speed which something happens, and it has a direction. So Cam driving the car in the direction of south would be velocity. Static friction is the two bodies that are not in motion with respect to each other. So when Cam stopped, that would be static friction because no bodies were in motion. And momentum also is an example. It is the force of speed, of movement of a physical object, and the car has momentum because it is moving. Acceleration, a change in velocity. Tucker is going to accelerate by Cam. Force, strength or power exerted upon an object. Cam's going to exert his strength upon the punching bag.
Newton is a standard unit of force of the International System of Units. The weight of this tape is exerting a force of roughly 8 newtons.
These scales represent a balanced force. A balanced force is two forces acting upon each other that have an equal size. Both sides of the scale have 500 grams on them, and they balance out.
An unbalanced force, which is two forces acting upon each other, will result in the motion of an object. By putting this on this side, it will unbalance the forces and it will cause the scale to move. Rubbing my hands together is an example of friction and kinetic friction. Friction is the resistance of an object relative to motion, and kinetic friction is two bodies that are in motion with respect to each other. So rubbing my hands together indicates both of those. Dropping this ball will demonstrate free fall because the only force acting upon the ball will be gravity.
Any object given initial velocity and then the path is determined strictly by gravity is projectile motion. Jacob and Tucker represent projectile motion when passing the ball.
Property of matter which an object remains at rest unless acted upon by an external force. Here the volleyball would remain at rest unless Tucker acts upon it by blowing it with a leaf blower. Newton's first law of motion. An object in motion stays in motion with the same speed unless acted upon by an unbalanced force. Here Cam throws the ball at the school, and the ball would stay in motion, but it is acted upon by gravity, and then it hits the school, which stops it. The second law of motion states that the acceleration of an object is dependent upon two variables, the net force upon the object and the mass of the object. Rolling the volleyball and the soccer ball will show this because one will have less force than the other one.
Newton's third law of motion says that for every action there is an equal and opposite reaction, and Tucker dribbling the basketball represents this because the force exerted on the ball is also exerted on the ground, which causes the ball to bounce back.